Good afternoon, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to one of my bonsai book reviews. I don't know where to start with this one, but basically, for a couple of years now, I've joined a few Facebook groups, and I don't know how to explain this, but so basically. And I'll talk about the different regions of areas where certain beginners or people that don't really know anything about bonsai are falling into the trap of buying trees that are, well, just dying on people, right? And it's frustrating for members who have been in the hobby for a long time. People that appreciate bonsai, and we see the same regurgitated pictures and information about why is my tree dying, where's my juniper dying. Disclaimer before I start, I am not a pro bonsai person at all. I'm basically a beginner. I'm still learning every week, every day, every year, just through observation of my own collection of trees. And it's a funny story. I visited a place very close to me. It's a nursery that's owned by a bonsai artist. And we had a good chat, actually. And he was telling me, there's only so much you can basically learn from a book, the internet, or Facebook, for example, but the actual best way of learning about bonsai is actually observation. And what I mean by that is that when you have trees or bonsai, you have to keep a very close eye to how they grow, what conditions they grow in. For example, through the seasons, how they grow through the seasons, if you have infestation of bugs and everything like that. And you probably get firsthand how the tree is growing and performing through those seasons. And as much as you like reading books, I mean, everybody has books on bonsai, everybody reads up, which is important. I'm not saying not reading a book is not important, it is. But sometimes when you get a hands-on approach to things, you may learn things more than like reading a book or watching a YouTube bonsai tutorial, whatever. I mean, there's nothing wrong with that at all, obviously, even I do it, but you will make mistakes, trees will die, but I think the problem is that when people go out and buy these trees from department stores or home centers or places like that, is they think that they can look after a tree just by reading a little tab that's inserted into the tree base with care instructions. Well, yes, that is a guide, but sadly, after my 2 years of seeing people's posts on trees dying, you can follow those recommendations or rules till the cows come home, but sometimes it doesn't work like that. It's all about experience. It's like, for example, watering bonsais. Like it says, well, water twice a day, right? So in your head, in your mind, it's like, feeding a child. It's like, just because it says water 2 days doesn't necessarily mean, sorry, let me go back. Watering it twice a day doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to be watered twice a day, if that makes sense, because there are different temperature fluctuations. One day might be hotter than the other. You've got also got to consider humidity, everything like that. So when watering bonsai, that in itself is a skill, right? It's not just simply putting a bonsai tree in a pan of water twice a day or watering it twice a day. It means that, you know, oh, this tree will be healthy. It doesn't work like that, because there are many factors that can change things, right? And also as well, you know, especially with topsoil like Akadama, for example, on the surface it might look dry, right? But actually in the actual root ball down the bottom of the tree, the bottom of the pot, sorry, there could be a lot of moisture in there, which, you know, you think, oh shit, it needs watering. It doesn't. It's just the topsoil that's dried. But in your mind, you think, that might need a water. Things like that. If you know where I'm going with this, right? So what I'm saying is that to look after these trees, or bonsai trees, one of the biggest things that really annoys me are junipers, especially the ones that are sold in America, ones in Australia, which I'm specifically making this video for the Bonsai Australia group, actually. I've met some really nice people off there today. But in the UK, it's actually Chinese elms that are the main trees that we have. And I've noticed a lot of people, and you've all heard this, guys, junipers, bringing them indoors, they ain't gonna last very long. Chinese elms are a very weird one, because technically they can be kept indoors, but with my elm, I keep mine outside. I don't have any of my trees come inside. They're all outside. I know a lot of people like to see their trees in their front living room next to their IKEA TV cabinet set and their Japanese themed rooms with like Chinese kanji paintings and chopsticks and all that kind of Asian image thing. But as pretty as you might think having a tree sat in your front living room with your Chinese themed front living room, here's some news, right? Trees do not really belong inside your front living room, because hey, how many trees out in the wilderness do you see living in your front room or in any room? I think the maximum time for a tree to be inside, depending on the species, obviously, is about 3 days. Obviously, there are some indoor, you know, species that you can keep inside your house, like the tropicals, like the ficuses and stuff like that, and whatever else. But with junipers, no, it's just 101. So just please do not put your junipers inside. Balcony is fine as long as you get in good sunlight, right? That's just rule 101. Watering, yeah, just keep an eye on how the watering works, because like I mentioned before, you might have fluctuations in temperature. Obviously, if it's the summertime, then yeah, twice a day is, I actually water mine 2 or 3 times a day, but yeah, that makes sense. But regardless, because this video will be going out on YouTube, so there are many different zones out there, so I can't specifically talk about each zone in detail, but you get what I'm saying. But anyway, enough of me waffling on. I'm going to talk about this book. This book I purchased when I was at the Ueno Green Club, which is a main centre for the National Bonsai Society. And this book is by a gentleman called Peter Warren. Peter Warren is a bonsai expert from the UK. I picked this book up actually from Kobayashi's stand. If you don't know who Kobayashi is, he's a famous bonsai artist. I won't get into that, but let me get into this book. This book actually you can purchase quite cheaply, apparently on Amazon. This book was going really cheap. I bought this for, I'm talking in yen, it's like 3,000 yen I think I paid for this. But this book is like insanely cheap on Amazon. If you check, it's by DK Publishing. The reason why I picked this book for a review is because I'm really impressed with it. A lot of people don't like it. I like it. I've picked up some good points from the book. The thing is with bonsai books is that they can't cover everything, right? But they cover basics. And like I said to the members of the Bonsai Australia group, you know, buying stock nursery to practice on is a great way of learning bonsai. Buying a tree that is specifically sold in a department store that's a bonsai, you know, you're going to have problems with if you don't know what you're doing. So buying a nursery stock, you're going to get better quality tree, you know, that you can prune and wire up and leave it in its pot. By the way, you'd have to go out and buy a new pot straight away. Leave it in its pot, let it grow, let it mature, prune it, work on it. You know, if you make mistakes, okay, fine, you know, you learn from it. You know, you're not going to be totally upset. And you can get these stock nursery trees for probably the same price as your little department store bonsai that's going to die in about a month, you know. But that's just my advice. But anyway, let's open the book by Peter Warren. Oops, off the camera wobble. Contents. This book is really well made, actually. So, The Art of Bonsai. Peter's written this for anybody, even if you're even if you are an expert or a beginner. The way that it's all laid out is really simple. There's no, like, obviously there's some technical jargon in there, but apart from that, it's a really nice book. So this just talks about the history of bonsai, how it kind of moved over to the west, blah 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 blah. So it's got some good information there. Bonsai basics, like, so obviously, you know, I read this all the time. Science, how trees work. A lot of people see, look, where trees get their energy from, they get it from the sun. They don't get it in your front living room, guys. Please listen. Please look at this book. It's very basic science, right? So, talking about basic things, how trees work, how they grow, how the roots grow, everything, soil, watering, everything, simple. Simple, simple, simple. Bonsai styles. You know, there's no Japanese lemon squeezing here, guys. It's all laid out in English. It's a very good book. Giving you the different forms of bonsai, international styling. By the way, I do like stuff from Indonesia and, like, you know, India as well. Sri Lanka, Vietnam. There's some really amazing styles of bonsais that are outside Japan. Pots. You know, I'm just flicking through this to show you guys what's in here. Pots. I've said that twice, but you get what I'm saying. Displaying your trees in your garden, or using different like this, like, you know, Kimura-san's work, you know, he does that stuff on the on the slat. Basic equipment, right? So basically, you know, there is obviously, you know, expensive bonsai equipment, cutters, scissors, pliers, all kinds of stuff, but you honestly don't need to go out and spend a lot of crazy money on stuff, you know, because you know, not everybody can afford all this. I can't even afford it, but I just use basic stuff. Yeah, and that's a good way to start out. Like, starting out in bonsai, why do you need to get, like, you know 30,000 yen cutters? It's just pointless. Most of the stuff I buy, I know you Aussies have it, is Daiso or cheap garden centers. Japanese soils, talking about how these soils are used, because each compound has a different usage. Sivers, sphagnum moss, there's just loads of stuff, you know. Anyway, basic care, watering, fertilizer, everyday tasks. There's the basics. Also in this section, seasonal tasks. Spring, summer, autumn, winter, telling you like what to do during those times. Very simple, well laid out, nothing too crazy. Wiring, you know, just basic maintenance, guys. Troubleshooting as well. This one's a little bit difficult even for me, because like looking at like diseases or why your leaves are going this color, there's many different things, but basically this will give you a little bit of a guide to problems you might have. It's quite basic in there, but right, here's another one. Choosing suitable trees. See, Peter's looking at the beginner, he's looking at like what tree you should buy. So it talks about the conditions of trees. So if you go to your department store and you do buy one, you know, you need to pick out what tree is healthy. Don't just go and pick a tree up randomly. So there you go. There's so much stuff in here. Easy to grow. There's no such thing as maintenance-free bonsai. Yeah, so basically bonsais are like pets. You need to keep constant eye on them. There are some species that are easier than others to look after. I have one of these cotoneasters myself. Unfortunately, the birds have been eating the berries. Oh, bastards. Anyway, maples. Chinese elm, very popular in the UK. I love elms. Started off in bonsai, lost a few. Why? Just that stupidity thing that just, you know, as a beginner you start off with. But may I just say that people that are losing trees, don't give up. It's just part of like learning, right? Even some maybe, you know, mid-tier people that are into it lose trees. But don't give up. It's just part of it, you know. It's part of the experience. My favourite, Chinese juniper, shimpakus, evergreen, pine, a Natal fig. Yeah, these are beautiful trees, man. Love these. Seen these posted a lot on Instagram. I follow a few people from East Asia on Instagram. Black pines, obviously, popular use as well. Seasonal beauties like your azaleas and stuff like that. One of my favorite trees. But something that I experienced this year, and I will tell you about it, which actually I don't think Peter has mentioned in this book, but I will tell you anyway. Azaleas or even the hydrangeas as well, which is the same family. Every spring, they may get infested by a certain bug, which honestly was crazy. They're called lace bugs, and what it is, I don't know how to explain this. They are small whitish bugs that, I am not joking you, multiply like beyond belief. Like, it's just crazy. And I didn't know about this, right? So this summer I noticed that there was a big problem. All my leaves were dropping, they were turning yellow, and I noticed these black pitted marks underneath the leaf. I was like, what the hell's going on? I didn't know what was going on, and I was like, am I watering too much? Am I underwatering? Why is this happening? So anyway, I checked online and found out that it was infested with lacebug. And guess what? This is a common problem all over the world. Basically, this bug is connected to these species, Satsukisi rhododendrons, and all these trees that flower like this. And those black dots that I noticed basically are the remnants of the leaf matter, because these bugs basically chew on the chloroform of the tree and destroy the leaf. Like, you'll see like silvery marks on the leaf, and basically that's the chloroform that's been absorbed or sucked out by these bugs. And if you look close on a microscope, these little bugs are pretty cute actually. You'll see their shells. They're kind of like a pearlescent color, and yeah, they do some really bad damage. So luckily I looked online, I checked on some Japanese websites and found some Pest liquid for these bugs, and I had to spray them heavily. I sprayed them in 1 month. I think I sprayed them 3 times because I had a heavy infestation, and then the next month I sprayed them again, and luckily I got it just in time. I lost a lot of leaf matter. I think I have about maybe 4 or 5 of these species of trees, and luckily once all those leaves had like died and stuff from these bugs, I got loads of new growth and my trees are healthy now. So again, in this book, so I'm telling you guys, it doesn't tell you that here, right? I learned because, oh shit, this happened to my tree, because I observed it and then researched it, right? So now I know that in spring, before spring, maybe in March, you have to reapply that solution, because they are now starting to, the temperature's getting warmer, they infestate, and basically these azaleas, if you put them out in full sun, you'll get a more heavy infestation. If they're in the shade, these bugs don't seem to be apparent. So anyway, just a little bit of information for you guys out there if you have these certain types of trees. Anyway, so maples, like I said, I'm just gonna go through this book. I mean, if you do buy this book, you know, buy it, you can read it all. I'm not going to obviously read everything off here, but like I said, you can see how the book is planned out. Got some information, key features, leaf information, everything's in there. Oh, that black pond's rather nice. Oh, Japanese white beech, yeah. I've seen many of these at the Yomiya Bonsai Village. Here you go, Australian pine for you Aussies. Obviously, you know, some species are better in different countries to look after. I know the Aussies have a hard time with keeping trees because of the, well, just the temperature is pretty insane. There you go, ficuses. These are all probably they're like international ones. California juniper. Yes, Kimura-san likes these. Beautiful. Pine. Dramatic effects. creating your own bonsai. It's what happens to a lot of British people with elms when they get like that. So styling, you know, showing you how to prune. Anyway. Pruning back is also important, you know, it gives the tree shape and it obviously encourages new growth. But anyway, I won't get too much into that. Grafting. Another important one, wiring. I see a lot of beginners who buy trees, they think, oh, I have to wire this, wiring. There's a lot of skill in wiring, both the technical aspect of wiring itself and also de-wiring is also a skill. People just think you just take it off. Oh shit, snap. You got to be really careful with wiring. And there's different ways of putting pressure on branches and stuff like that. It's not a simple case of just getting some wire, I'll just put it around a tree, you know, there's some logic behind it. But again, you know, read up on it. Actually, Peter's example is really nice. I like it. What did I tell you guys? What did I tell you guys about stock junipers, stuff like this? These look friggin' awesome. Like, you've got like a nice length on this tree. Nice length. You know, practice with it instead of buying some little thing that's just gonna die, you know. At least these have got a bit of, you know, you got a bit of, well, more life in there, and you get to practice it. Even if you make mistakes, it doesn't matter. Just buy one of these trees, practice, get some wire, get all your equipment ready, and start. Jump in the deep end kind of thing. There you go. Talking about the foliage, maples, heavy bends. Yeah, man, that's pretty crazy. I had, again, you know, I had some problems with my maples. Not that I basically wired them at the wrong season. But anyway, left some scars. Refining an azalea. I wonder if it talks about those lace bugs in here. I wonder. I might be wrong. Peter might have mentioned it, but I didn't look. Azaleas can be a nightmare. Yeah, but they're beautiful things to look at, man. So let me skip on repotting. Wait till spring, guys. Don't be taking things out before spring. It's really important. Moving on salt. Look, it's just step-by-step instructions, simple, laid out. You know, it's it is what it is, guys. But making twin trunks. It's a very nice book. Very nice book indeed. Cheap to buy as well, not crazy. I don't know how much the prices are going for now, but how to make a forest. Step by rock planting, sorry. So, you know, beautiful. Khaki, moss. See, it's really interesting. Oh, sorry, coquette, like khaki. Khaki is a persimmon, see. Coquette. Is that coquette? Yeah, I'm sure it's coquette. Coquette down like there. which means moss in Japanese. So, making a rock over bonsai. Let me flick through, guys. Yeah, using kokedama. Using the moss ball. So, rescuing a half-dead tree. Carving dead wood. Making a juniper cascade. There's so much stuff in here, man. See, junipers are quite hard to do, but anyway. Windswept pine. So much, guys. I'm just flicking through here. How to air layer. Bonsai from the very beginning, from seed, from in Japanese wakaba, you know, specimens. So it covers quite a lot, guys. It covers a lot of stuff, and it's very simple. This is why I really like it. There's even a key to the hardness level there, depending on where you live. It's got all the species of trees featured in this book, I believe, or maybe other species. I haven't really looked into it, but there's loads of species of trees in here, guys. Tips, information, watering. There's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. So there you go, guys. There you go. There's no Australian Society on here, I don't think. But yeah, check him out, Peter Warren. Brilliant book. And here we go. Know, grow and create beautiful bonsai. This brand new guide is an ancient art, offers inspiring images of top trees from around the world and practical advice on everything from choosing specimens and how to style them, to do what to do to keep your bonsai its best for the lifetime of enjoyment. With step-by-step projects showing key techniques in the A to Z directory of bonsai tree care. This is the ultimate introduction to bonsai for beginners. Bring serenity to the garden with exquisite miniature trees in idyllic container landscapes and learn how to create unique living sculptures of your own. Published by DK. I can give you guys the ISBN. It's 978-1-4093-4408-7. This in the UK at that time was priced £17, and I can't remember. I think I actually paid more than that for it. But it's a beautiful book, and it fits nice in your house. You know, it's nothing crazy big, nothing crazy too complicated. I really do advise getting this book. I know some people give it some negative press, but these are probably people that are from like a more kind of expertise level into bonsai. But apart from that, for someone like me, I think it's your go-to book, and I really advise getting it. You know, have a look on eBay. There might be some used ones. If not, if you can't get hold of it, I can try and get hold of it for you, because I know where this book is sold. So just PM me, and happy bonsai, guys. I will be making some more videos soon. I've been busy with work at the moment. There's some work that I need to do actually in my garden, and I need to, a lot of people don't mention this actually. It's basically, I'm going to be disinfecting my trees with lime sulfur. It's something that I haven't seen Western people do, but in Japan it's quite common. Basically all it is, it's lime sulfur solution mixed with water, and it's just a disinfectant to kill any bugs that are still remaining there, laying dormant through the winter periods. So I will make a video for that for you guys. For anybody that's joining my channel, my YouTube channel is a mixture of all things connected to me. So bonsai, photography, model kits, my life in Japan, food reviews, everything, right? So I will try and fix the playlist on my YouTube channel so it can be all, you know, separated. But if you're new to my channel, thanks guys for the support. My channel is slowly growing, but anyway, I would wish you luck, wish you guys luck, and you guys have an awesome day. So that's Darren out. Take care, guys. Peace.